Hey YouTube. Well, I just saw a video from Stay Smart. He is a guy I used to talk a lot with during the Gulf oil spill days. He just presented a video regarding the Jade Helm exercise, the Jade Helm 15 exercise, and what that entails. And it pretty much, in his theory, and I would say he's dead on. Because back in 2010 and during the whole oil spill phase in the Gulf of Mexico, I was speaking to you and warning you about the new Madrid line, and I was warning you and telling you that water would come up through the land, inland. I'm not talking about the coastline being wiped out. I'm talking about water, salt water coming up from the Gulf of Mexico in underneath the plates and seep up to the surface, and that created, in the wake of the Gulf oil spill, the Bayou Corn, the sinkhole in Louisiana, which is still growing. And I knew that. I pretty much knew what the outcome would be regarding the Gulf oil spill back in 2010. I don't know how, but I just put the pieces together and saw what they have done. Plus I have the files regarding what they were doing and who they were actually being, what do you call that, answering to and taking orders from. And they were taking orders from the US Navy, or should we rather say the military-industrial complex. So it didn't take me long to put the pieces together and put out a severe warning that, yeah, bad times will come to America. And I believe that this Jade Helm that Stay Smart is talking about in his video, there's a link below, so I recommend you go watch it. And I don't believe that the split of United States of America will happen until we have a split of the state of Israel due to this peace treaty. So that's just my theory. It won't happen until then, because we are being warned that if anyone splits up Israel into two pieces, his land, they themselves will be split up. And what Stay Smart is talking about, the new Madrid, the Jade Helm, the connection about that, I must admit that, well, that totally flew over my head. I just thought kind of like there was an exercise of taking the American people on, disarming people, rounding people up, and all that nasty stuff that we hear so much about. But I truly admit that I failed to see the connection between this exercise and the new Madrid, and I would say Stay Smart is laying that pretty much out in good detail in a brief video. And while I'm sitting here talking, you are watching a ghastly morning somewhere in Texas, going to Will's Point in Texas, picking up something and driving it back. And I just made a video regarding the Chemtrails Democide and the health hazards and the knowledge they have beforehand. And of course, as I have repeated myself so many times, so even my wife is tired of listening to it, and that is, they want to kill us, literally. And you should take that serious. It's not just, well, they're just out to get a war and they just want to, keep us under control. That's not the case here, people. They literally want us off this planet. Pretty much all of us. And the rest of us who is left, whoever that's going to be, of their choosing, It's going to be part of this transhumanism, this robot AI technology fused into a human body, and you will then become a perfect little working slave, and you will also have prolonged life until they terminate you, and then they, you know, just replace you with another so-called cyborg, if you like. That's what they have on the drawing board, all these plans, and they are actually so close that they can make it happen. And then I actually believe they already have made that happen, but they need some criteria first. They need a peace treaty, they need a World War III, they need United States America taken out, meaning they're no longer in the picture and play a role on the world scene. That's my theory. And God is allowing a lot of things to happen, and He is allowing these things for you to get a little tap on your shoulder, to wake up, snap out of your daydreams, and realize that you have an imminent danger right in front of you. And they're not afraid of showing off and showing you their intent. They are actually so blatant today that they are bragging about what their intents are. In the earlier days, yeah, let's just say 2010 area, at that time they were kind of just, you know, alleviating a little. But today, they're blatantly telling you what they intend for humanity, what they intend to geoengineer this planet into, meaning destroying humanity, meaning destroying the ecosystem from the bottom to the top, or from the top to the bottom. And you're looking at one of those exercises right now running in this video. Look at this sunset, or sunrise. This is around, what time is that? 7:30 a.m. Northeast Texas, going east towards Dallas. And you can see it right now. All that you're looking at right now is the Democide program, the geoengineering program. Geoengineering meaning engineering, that meaning they are constructing something that they have laid out on the drawing board. And that construct is to eliminate us, soft kill us, with particulates which are harmful to us. And I read all that up to you in the latest upload I had, which is called Chemtrails Democide. And it pretty much explains exactly what's going on when it comes to chemtrails. And they know that. And the guy David Keefe of the geoengineering program, he says that they're measuring the dangers of doing it or not doing it. And he pretty much say to us, by harming our ozone layer, harming our atmosphere, harming our ecosystem, he is saying literally, and you can go watch that yourself in What in the World Are They Spraying? He is saying it is just a free ride on our grandchildren. Meaning he don't give a flying F about the future generation to come. Because he don't want you there like the rest of them. He's a communist. He's one of the old Greenpeaceers. And they have decided that you and I, all of us, is nothing but a burden to this planet. And is it in direct contrary to what God created and in what God commanded us to do. He told Noah after the flood, go out into the world, replenish and be fruitful. And what is science doing today? They're taking us out. They're eliminating us. Directly contrary to the command God gave us. And if you go look at the Georgia Guidestones, you see their commandments, what they have in mind for you. And that is contrary to what our Lord, our Creator, has commanded us to do. We have dominion over this planet. But you have chosen to believe and trust blindly in what science is telling you. And you're believing these men in suits, which in reality is nothing but a bunch of mafias. That's what they are. Gangsters. All of them. They're just gangsters. And they're using the police force and the military as their hitmen, go out to intimidate you. In reality, you have absolutely nothing to be afraid of. We more than they are. Much more than they are. But we can turn it around again and say, well, it's prophesied. This is going to happen. It must come to pass before the return of Jesus Christ. So we will go dire times through, very dire, and we are seeing all of that unfolding right in front of us. And we see that this exercise, Jade Helm, that I believe that Stay Smart is absolutely on target in what he is presenting. Dead on. I was dead on in 2010, but it is like this with the humans. That is, if nothing happens in a foreseeable future, people tend to forget. They don't take heed. They just say, well, okay, yeah. Or they just say, well, Henning is just crazy. Well, you might think so. That really doesn't bother me, whatever you think. You only think that for 5 minutes and then you're on to the next video. Because that's how you work in your mind. You can't stay focused on anything today. And one of the reasons for why you cannot stay focused on anything today is because of what is falling from the sky, coming out of the butt of these airplanes. It is destroying your short-term memory. It is destroying your long-term memory. It is destroying your ability to think clearly. It makes you apathic. It makes you docile. It makes you weak physically, also mentally, and it makes you sick. So you got all kinds of problems to think about. And then you don't think or actually deduct what's going on around you. And that's why this mafia that call themselves government have such ease of taking you over and turning you into slaves and decide your fate. You don't make any decisions anymore. Because if you did, there would be a lot of people hanging in trees for treasons. But it ain't gonna happen. It is prophesied 1/3 would go away by war. 1/3 would die of pestilences and famine, disease. And we have pestilences now. We have disease now. We have famine now. 1 in 5 children is facing hunger worldwide every single day. 1 in 5 children. Our future is starving to death. And we are letting the mafia let that happen because we are unable, incapable of making the right decision and do what is right. And most of all, and most important of all, you're doing it for your brothers and sisters of love because you are obeying, not disobeying, but obeying the command that our Lord, our Creator gave us. And that is to go out into the world, replenish it, be fruitful, and by all means, obey the 10 Commandments. Then we will have success. But it is what it is. The new Madrid line will blow up and it will be set up to go off. Man-made disaster. I told you that in 2010. And now Stay Smart here is putting those pieces together. That is what Jade Helm's exercise is really all about. Go follow the link. You can also watch my Golf Oil Spill 2010-2013 Revisited, the technical details. And you can put those two shows together, and if you can see that is right there in your face, then it's good for you. Then you prepared. God bless you.